So Dominik Mysterio is your new NXT North American champion. And all I can say to that is Dominik in NXT equals ratings. This is only a huge boost for NXT in general. Because for the longest time, NXT was a developmental brand. Now, when you look at Dominik Mysterio, right, for all intents and purposes, he should have started out in NXT. And if you think about it, he's perfect for NXT because he's still very young. I think he's like my age. You know what I'm saying? I think he's about 26, 27. He's still very young. There's a lot of young cats in NXT. And you're not going to really catch anybody in their 30s or 40s in NXT. You know? And it's pretty much all homegrown talent that's down there, right? That's your next generation. That's your future. You want to build the company around those faces in NXT, right? Because they're gonna carry the company. You know, names like Braun Breaker, Carmella Hayes, and then we can even add Dominik Mysterio to that list because let's just be honest here, man. It can be argued that Dominik Mysterio is the greatest heel in wrestling today. I mean, look at the reactions that he's getting. Just hear the crowd. The crowd eats him alive. Every time he's about to talk on that microphone, instant boos. But these are loud boos, very loud. It almost reminds me of the days when Vicky Guerrero was the general manager on SmackDown, and she was like a regular fixture on TV, and she was with Edge, and she was with Dolph Ziggler, and every time she would come out or say, "Excuse me," the crowd would just eat her alive too. They didn't want no parts of Vicky Guerrero. They would boo the hell out of her, and it was great because that's what a heel. That's a reaction a heel is supposed to get. They're supposed to be hated. They're supposed to be despised. The crowd is supposed to shit all over them. Whenever they come out, the crowd has to react negatively to them. It reminds me of Vicky Guerrero heat. Like, I feel like at this point, Dominik Mysterio got that X-Pac / Vicky Guerrero heat. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you combine X-Pac's heat from back in the day and Vicky Guerrero's heat, you would get Dominik Mysterio heat. You know what I'm saying? You would get Dominik Mysterio heat. So the point, of making this video, is to clarify that Dominik Mysterio being in NXT is good for NXT in general. Why? You have someone on Raw and SmackDown, someone that is hated, someone that is like someone that you would pay good money to see get their ass kicked by any babyface, right? You saw that with Cody Rhodes at Money in the Bank. Why do you think they did Cody versus Dom at Money in the Bank? There was no stakes. It was just to see how well the crowd would react to Cody putting Dominik Mysterio in his place. And rightfully so, the crowd reacted positively. They're on Cody's side all the way through. So now you want to take that heat that Dominik has, and you want to transfer it, to the NXT brand, where you have a plethora of baby faces that you need to establish and get over. And it's perfect for the audience that they have in NXT. They have a smaller audience, right? It's a very small audience, and where you can really hear the boos because they're in a smaller arena. The boos are more loud, and it's just going to be more noticeable than in a live big arena, in a bigger arena. And he can help establish and get over other baby faces that do not have steam. You know what I'm saying? He can feud with a Tyler Bate, a Wes Lee, an Ilya Dragunov. Imagine him and Carmella Hayes having a program. He would get Carmella Hayes over even more. He would definitely put a lot of stock in Carmella Hayes just by being in a feud with him. Everybody looks good. The entire brand benefits from Dominik Mysterio being in NXT because you have your biggest heel on, which is now called your third brand. And this is the best way to establish NXT as your third brand going forward. So we cannot call it a developmental brand. I feel like back in the day when Triple H was running NXT, personally, it should have been a third brand because there is nothing developmental about Triple H's NXT. It was, if you remember, that he hired a lot of indie talent, wrestlers from New Japan Pro Wrestling, TNA, all over the globe, and they already had years of wrestling experience. Some were really good on the mic, good characters and great wrestlers. They didn't need development. They didn't need much development except just to adapt to the WWE, adapt to the WWE style of, wrestling, right? But that should have been a third brand because there's nothing developmental about an Adam Cole or Finn Balor or Kevin Owens or Samoa Joe or Shinsuke Nakamura or Bobby Roode, or Keith Lee or Karrion Kross. They were already established elsewhere. But guys like a Wes Lee and a Carmella Hayes and a Braun Breaker, a Grayson Waller even, that is developmental right there. A Tiffany Stratton, a Roxanne Perez, a Gigi Dolan, that is developmental right there. And Dominik Mysterio, he's the definition of developmental because he's developed his character very well. Overall, he's developed great. Like, he went from being Ray's innocent son, pure-hearted, wholesome, to being the most hated heel in the entire company. Being manipulated by Rhea Ripley. It's just he underwent a huge transformation. It's like day and night with him now. He's almost unrecognizable from who he once was when he first started. When he first had that match with Seth Rollins at SummerSlam 2020, yeah. But this is going to benefit NXT. I guarantee you NXT's ratings will increase. And that's good business. You can't dispute that. Some people may be disappointed that Wes Lee lost the North American champion. Well, what better way to get somebody over than to have them feud with the top heel in the entire company? And then you have that top heel beat one of your top baby faces in NXT, take away their championship. Well, now you have a story. Now you have a chance to establish Wes Lee. Now you have a chance to get Wes Lee over. You see what I'm saying? It's like a domino effect. You assign one heel, like the biggest heel, to an upcoming babyface. You help that babyface get over because the crowd wants to see the heel get their ass kicked. They want to see the heel get taken down. They want to see Dom get beaten up. Because the way he's been booked to be a coward, a chicken heel, and he's perfect for that role. It's like he needs help to win all of his matches. The Judgment Day is always going to have his back. He can't win a match on his own. And guess what? He doesn't have to. He's not one of those guys that needs to win a match on his own. He can play dirty. He can cheat to win, like Eddie Guerrero, like lie, cheat, and steal. He can do that. Because when it comes to his wrestling ability, he's still green. So he can pull it off. He has the character. His mic skills have improved. He's still green in the ring, but that's fine. Every time he comes out, he gets a reaction, a very negative reaction as a heel, and that's good. And when you have an audience that wants to see you get your ass kicked, you're doing something right because you're playing your character well. You're playing your role very well. So this is only going to make NXT look better in the long term. I don't know how long they plan on keeping Dom in NXT. Hopefully they give him a long reign. I'm serious. Like, they should give him a long reign with the North American belt just to see where it goes, just to experiment how well he can help get over other baby faces. Just to see. You know? Because he's like a magnet, like a sponge. He can get anybody over. More over than they already were. And that's the case with Carmelo Hayes, I believe, you know? So the ratings will definitely increase. And overall, if you're looking to establish NXT as your third brand, this is how you do it. I was thinking to myself, why not just have Logan Paul go down to NXT and fight Carmelo Hayes for the NXT championship? Like, that would do wonders for NXT. That would really get the ratings up. You have a major star on your third brand. People are going to tune in. More of his fans, his audience, is going to tune in to watch Logan Paul in NXT. So now NXT just attracted more fans, more eyes, and that's always a good thing. And it's going to look good when they have takeovers every other month. More people are going to tune in. And that's good business. That's how it should be done. So that's all I got to say with that. Let me know your comments down below. Give me your thoughts and opinions. This is the Rational Wrestling Mark. Another edition of Rational Wrestling Talk. And make sure you like for the algorithm, subscribe today for more content. And I'm out. Y'all have a good one, and peace.